What is up, you geezer, blow tie geezers? It is Chris Mononine here. This Premier League season run-in has got to be the weirdest Premier League season run-in I think I've ever witnessed as a football fan. You're probably wondering why I'm saying this. This is just really, really weird. You've got 3 of the top London teams in the Premier League. Tottenham, Arsenal, Chelsea. All fighting for a top 4 place. And guess what? None of us want it. None of us want the top 4 place. Tottenham losing against West Ham. Arsenal getting beaten again by Leicester. That's 9 goals they've conceded in the last 3 games, by the way. And Chelsea. Now, is it like, I don't know, maybe they have an initiative to actually not get a result, even when teams around them just lose. They're like, yeah, just get out there and get a result. So yeah, Man United won, Chelsea won. That was this was a fixture in previous years where, you know, it was competing for Champions League trophies, Premier League titles, all of this good stuff back then. This matchup was just, I don't know, just proving to everyone how worse you are. Like, who's the worst team? Yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting us to win the game, let's be honest. Wasn't even expecting to get anything out of it, to be honest with you. I mean, even though you got Tottenham losing against West Ham, you got Arsenal losing against Leicester. I mean, let's just talk about the goals, first and foremost. Man United go 1-0 up in the first 10 minutes through Juan Mata. I mean, what can I say about the defending? Just appalling. Absolutely appalling. We even had Rudiger in there as well. That's scary. It's just poor, isn't it? Like, just absolutely poor. Defending was just crap. In fact, the majority of the first half was just making the absolute worst Man United team in terms of form. Now, bearing in mind Man United, before this game, I think they were on the back of 7 defeats in 9 games. So, yeah, this is the worst Man United team that we've faced going into a game against them. We made them look like Barcelona in the first half. Honestly, it looked as if Man United were fighting for a title in the first half. Like, they were just passing over there, pass. And they were actually getting opportunities. What were we doing? Let me see. We've got Gonzalo Higuain up front. I literally lost count how many times he was offside. We'll get to him in a moment. I think in the first half, all we were doing is just passing the ball around. We reverted back to our passing game, which, by the way, didn't work. Because Man United somehow managed to, I don't know, soak up pressure. But we somehow managed to equalise. I don't know how we did it. Rudiger goes for a shot. And then De Gea with, well, let's be honest. De Gea hasn't really been that magnificent in recent games. Fumbles the ball. And then Marcus Alonso follows the ball in, hits off the post and goes straight in the corner. I mean, you know, I'll take it. I will take that. I will literally take that. I'll take any kind of goal. If it's against Man United, if it means Man United have messed up and they've conceded a goal, I will take it. But yeah, first half, it was just all about just who can be more shittier. We looked shittier than Man United in the first half, especially with our defending. In the second half, I mean, we were all expecting us to just completely fall to pieces in the first 15 minutes. I don't know, maybe Man United get a couple of goals here and there. But having said all of that, we were much better looking in defence in the second half. I think we definitely looked more resilient. We did have Rudiger come off for an injury. I think he was rushed going into this game. I think he'd done his Achilles, I think. Maybe his Achilles, his ankle, his foot. He had to limp off with a foot problem anyway. But we lost him in the second half. And it was strange because at that point, we were bringing on Andreas Christensen, who I got word from Gary Neville or somebody in the commentary box. He didn't even warm up before starting. So we're bringing on David Luiz, who was clutching his groin about 5 minutes after Rudiger came off. Then we had Andreas Christensen coming on. He didn't even warm up. I was thinking, are we going to concede now? Are we going to concede now? Because, well, our defence is crap anyway. But defence kind of got a little bit tightened up in the second half. And it looked better from us. But I want to talk about one player. That player being Higuain. Now, Higuain. Oh my God. Honestly, my fellow Chelsea fans, I look you straight in the eye and say this. Who would you prefer? Would you prefer Alvaro Morata or would you prefer Higuain right now? There is literally no difference. How can you buy a striker for 60 million 2 years ago and then have him play terribly every game, have him be offside constantly, then loan him out to a club, then loan someone else back in, but then that one player just ends up playing the exact same way as the guy that you've just gotten rid of? It's literally like for like. The only difference is Higuain is older. You could make a drinking game out of the number of times Gonzalo Higuain was offside. The one time he wasn't offside was right at the end of the game in injury time, when the ball got played to him, I think by Jorginho. And well, he was in, but De Gea saved it anyway. So, Higuain, like, everyone was saying right at the beginning of that game, Giroud should have started instead of Higuain, because of the fact that Giroud has got more Premier League experience. He knows exactly where to position himself in the penalty box. He's a focal point. Everybody can get the balls into him in the box. Job done. He can get a couple of goals via a header. I just look at Higuain right now. I'm just thinking, it's not it. He's just not it. He's not the answer. Yes, he's prolific. Yes, he's a fantastic goal scorer. He can get bags of goals. Look at his record in Italy. In the Premier League, no, absolutely not. He's not good enough. Higuain is a fraud. Sorry, he is. And when you need goals in a game that you really need to be winning, he's not it. He's just not it. I'm sorry. Some positives. Now, I spoke about the defence earlier. They got better in the second half. They were terrible in the first half. Absolutely abysmal. I'm actually surprised that we only conceded 1 goal in the first half. Otherwise, if we'd have been terrible that entire first half, we probably conceded about 3. Defence shaped up in the second half. That was a positive. Kante, another positive. Just Kante being Kante all over the pitch. Like, there were a few times where he was a little bit unsure with a few passes. But you look at the way that he moved around the pitch. Just quite prolific. I don't even need to say anything about Kante. The same can be said about Hazard. I mean, Hazard he got into good positions. I mean, the ball got put into him. There were a few times where he sort of zigzagged his way through United defenders, but that was pretty much it, really. He didn't really... I guess you could say he orchestrated a few runs, put a few crosses in, but that was about it, so to speak. I mean, Hazard wasn't bad, he wasn't great, but he was good. He was average, he was good. I can't fault Hazard, I guess. Willian was all right. Definitely wasn't his best game, but he was all right. There were a few times where he took a free kick and he had it over the bar when I was expecting him to put it in the net, but he didn't. Kovacic, just poor. I'm sorry, Kovacic is just not the player for Chelsea. He's not that player that we need. And, well, when Loftus-Cheek actually replaced Kovacic later in the game, his game just looked a lot better than Kovacic. I'm sorry, he just... I think the reason why Kovacic came off the pitch was because he got booked. And I think, Loftus-Cheek coming on for him was like a way of nullifying that yellow card. But you could just see the way that Loftus-Cheek played on the pitch. He just had more hunger, he had more resilience, he had more determination. Kovacic was okay going forward, but I'm sorry, but just Loftus-Cheek is better than him. I mean, when you compare the fact that Kovacic hasn't scored, whereas Loftus-Cheek has scored a couple, I think that just shows you the hunger in this team. I think Loftus-Cheek needs to be playing ahead of Kovacic. I said this right at the beginning, before the game even started. When I saw Kovacic in that side, in that team that Sarri put out, I was like, what are you doing? You need to put Loftus-Cheek in there instead of him. There were a few stupid calls by the referee as well. First and foremost, Matic. How the hell did he stay on the pitch? I'll tell you something. If he hadn't had this amazing career at Chelsea before joining Man United, I would be abusing him. But let's not forget, he's a former Chelsea player, Matic. How did he stay on the pitch? There were a few challenges that were very questionable. I don't understand how he lasted the entire match. And also, I'm also going to mention as well, Rocco. he replaced Bailly after he got injured, right? So Rocco replaced him. I remember this one challenge on Willian that he had studs up right on Willian's ankle. And what does he get? A booking. Really? A booking? For a studs up tackle on Willian? Are you serious? He should be off the pitch for that. You can't still be on the pitch after that challenge. Referee just... I don't understand. Why did he give him a yellow card for that? That was a completely clueless decision. But... what can I say? Alright, so to summarise this game... I would have liked to have won that game. We did have opportunities. I mean, if Higuain had not have been offside so many times, we would have probably got a goal. I mean, we went into this game not expecting so much. I mean, it's Man United, it's Old Trafford. You know, it's very difficult to go to Old Trafford and win nowadays. You know, Conte couldn't do it. I mean, he lost both times he went to Old Trafford. Sarri's first time going to Old Trafford ended in a draw. But like I said, we were going into this game not expecting too much. Like, we don't go to Old Trafford and expect to win with this team. Are you serious? We can only get what we can get. I mean, look, the beneficial thing is that maybe, I don't know, Arsenal got beaten by Leicester 3-0. Spurs losing at home against West Ham. So, I guess that's another point on them. Where are we? 4th? We're a couple of points behind Tottenham. So if Tottenham lose again, which I don't really see them doing, if we can get... I can't remember our last few games. I think one of them is away against Leicester, and the other one, Watford. I think it's Watford, actually. Just thinking about it. I don't think it's Watford. I honestly don't know who we've got next. I literally haven't got my phone here, so I can't just go over and grab it. But whoever we've got next anyway, we better win that. And then hope that, I don't know, Spurs lose, or maybe Arsenal lose their next game. But yeah, there you go, lads. A draw is a draw, you know. I would have liked to have won. But, you know, there were just players on the pitch, especially Higuain. Squad number 9. What more can I say? It's literally... Higuain is just literally Morata. Only he's just gotten a couple of years older. Like, there is literally nothing different. And I don't know what the hell we do with Higuain. Either we just take him back to Juventus or wherever he came from. I think the situation with Higuain is that he was on loan at Milan from Juventus, but then Milan decided to terminate his deal so that we could sign him on loan. So what, I guess we're just going to take him back to Juventus? I don't know. What the hell do you do with Higuain? Because Higuain today was just say offside and there'll be Willian. No, sorry, not Willian. Higuain. It's literally, you'd be confused as to whether Morata was still here or not. Remember what Morata was doing up front at the beginning of this season? Offside, offside, offside. What was Higuain doing today? Offside, offside, offside. It's just ridiculous. Like, how many more players are going to come to this team and not understand the offside rule? It's stupid. Otherwise, we would have literally made a good of account of themselves. We could have maybe got a goal, made it 2-1 to Chelsea, and then maybe have Man United come out and start thinking a little bit. But a draw is a draw. So how many games have we got left now? 2 games left? We'll see what happens. But, yeah. A draw is a draw, I guess. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. What time is it now? It is now nearly 7 o'clock. So I've got maybe 45 minutes to edit this video and upload it before London Spitfire play against Chengdu Hunters. So I've got to do this real quick, guys. So, yeah. Thank you very much for watching this video. And until the next one, I shall see you later. Hey, door, and peace.